Good afternoon, YouTube. Welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Taking out kind of a product that is not watch related, not smart home tech related, but it is part of being a smart homeowner. And this is a reusable HVAC air filter. So if you are a homeowner, really those are the only folks who would really be concerned with this, or if you own a business and you actually own the HVAC system, if you're in an apartment renting somewhere, or if your business you're paying rent, these may not be something that you would be interested in. But as a homeowner, we all have HVAC systems, and depending on what kind of HVAC system you have, it will depend on whether or not this will be of use to you. So this is for forced air HVAC systems. So basically, if you're not familiar with forced air, in a nutshell, you have a furnace, and basically it blows air through the furnace, and then you have air vents around your house, and it blows hot air into your house, how you warm your home, right? And so with those systems, generally, as a good rule of thumb, there is a filtration system in there. Some are better than others. For instance, my folks, they have sort of a, at the time, state-of-the-art air filtration system that was electrostatic filter. And my experience using those, they just really don't trap the big stuff, right? So it's always good to have and again, always consult your HVAC guy. If you do have an HVAC guy, generally I try to fix everything myself, and I have recently made repairs to theirs when the inducer motor went out. Luckily, we have I'm pretty handy, and we have a lot of resources on the internet. But one thing to help maintain the air quality in your home and also the life of your HVAC system is replacing the filters often. Now, every system is a little bit different, so you want to make sure that you just don't add this to a system that maybe uses something different, right? For mine uses pretty much the universal 1-inch size filters. Some systems use 2-inch. With this particular company, from what I can tell, they only make the 1-inch versions. Now, for my particular system, I have an air return register. It's a big, kind of like I'd say 20 by 20 grate in my upstairs hallway. And what that does is pull air into the system, out of the house from that register, gets heated, and it's blown out through the individual registers around the house to heat up the home, right? And one thing I gotta tell you that I'm really bad on is changing that filter and changing it often. Now, when you look online, and it's always a good idea to Google, the actual manufacturer's name and of the system, and follow that manufacturer's recommendation. But I can tell you, most manufacturers are going to recommend about 90 days for your filter. Now, I stretch that into the years. That's not a good thing, because what it does do is that, these systems, if you're going to put a filter in your system, or you have a filter, this is not going to be, when you have a home, like for instance, my home is about 1,200 square feet, you're not going to get like insane filtration out of your system. Your HVAC system isn't really designed to filter your home air. It's designed to heat the air. But these filters do help to improve the air quality. And there's different ratings on filters. These are called MERV ratings. Now, this particular company we're going to talk about today is called I always want to say UBeesize. It's UBeesize. Some of these Chinese companies, the names, I wish they would consult me when picking a name, right? Anyway, that's the name, UBeesize. And what these are is a reusable forever filter, as long as the company is still in business. And so that's a little bit misleading. Forever filters don't necessarily mean that they're washable. In this case, it doesn't mean that you can put this in, it's going to last forever. That's a little bit misleading. What this means is that you have basically a cage, and you get filter replacements. And rather than having to go out and buy the larger filters, for instance, on my particular unit, I have a 20 by 20. And this company sells 10 by 20, 14 by 20, 16 by 20, 16 by 25, and of course 20 by 20. These are all 1-inch thick filters. There are different MERV ratings, and the MERV rating has to do with the size of the particles of dust or particulate matter that the filters can actually filter out. Remember, they all get clogged eventually. So good idea to change it every 90 days per manufacturer's recommendations. Again, I stretch it, but I will say, I'm very clean, very anal about the way my house is presented at all times. And I do get a lot of dust. And forced air systems generally produce a lot of dust. They just do. Now, I don't necessarily know if, wow, really coming down out there. Sorry. I don't know if you had like a heat pump or radiant floor heat, if that would cut down on dust. Just not really sure. I think dust just accumulates regardless. But with a forced air system, you are stirring up the air more, right? But nonetheless, it's a good idea to get a filter. My biggest hurdle when it comes to buying a filter He's running out when I need to change him, remembering when I need to change him. And even if you're good like me and you put a reminder in your phone, you get the alert in 90 days. I generally will stretch it longer, obviously, right? But it's not a good idea. You should replace your filters often per manufacturer's recommendation so the furnace can maintain its efficiency. If the furnace is working harder at pulling that air into the system, it's not going to be operating at maximum efficiency. Will it hurt the system over a long term? I don't know. But do we want to take a risk? You know, furnaces are extremely expensive. Let's face it, if you're not a do-it-yourselfer like myself, if you're going to pay an HVAC guy, they do not work for minimal charges. These guys are charging out at billing out at like $200 an hour. So anything you could do to prolong the life of your system, I'm for. And this is a very affordable way to do so. Now, when you buy filters locally, it's a pain, you know. And if you want to buy enough filters, let's say if you're going to change it every 90 days, right? You're going to be running to the store, often, every 90 days. You got to go to the store and pick one up. If you buy several filters, they do take up room. And if you want to buy, let's say, 10 filters, you're going to have something that's 10 inches deep by 20 by 20 in my case. Where do you store those? Now, you may have a huge garage. You may have more room than I do. I maximize all my space, and I'm packed in here, right? So it's a real pain for me to keep those on hand. And again, let's face it, if you're going to run out every time you need one, you're going to put it off a day like I do, and then you kind of forget about it. So with this is a great solution. It's an affordable solution, and it's something that's going to provide a lot of value with these filters. Go to like a Home Depot, a Lowe's, wherever you may live, Ace Hardware, and you're probably going to pay, I don't know, maybe about 20 bucks for a filter. With these, just looking at the size that I have, and I'll put the link in the description where you can check out the different size and prices. For mine, my particular system right now, you have $2 coupons, so I encourage you to pick them up after you see the video. Have them on hand. $47 minus $2 coupon, and you're going to get 9 filters. And how it works is this is all you have to worry about storing, a box like this. And once you pull the filter frame out, you can even store these somewhere else. I'll show you what you're getting here. So kind of an unboxing here today. I already have one of these installed, and I'm so happy that I requested 2 from them. Now I have 18 filters that don't take up a lot of room. In my case, I'll put these right alongside my washer and dryer, which is right in the same room as that return. They don't take up any room, and now I always have filters. I can maintain my HVAC system to the best of my ability, right? So what you get is this bad boy right here. So pretty awesome. This is the cool thing about a YouTube channel. I've been needing to get a filter, and I've been putting it off, and all of a sudden, this company says, hey, we have this product. Awesome product. Absolutely fantastic. So you do get the plastic grate or plastic cage. And I am going to open this up here just so I can show you guys exactly what you get for purposes of the video. I didn't really want to open this, but I want to show you the frame. So, all right. So each filter set comes in a 9-pack, and I have the MERV 8. So the MERV 8s. Let me just check the MERV sheet here. I think they have it listed here. The MERV rating. They don't have the MERV rating. So if you just go to like Google MERV rating, and I'll tell you exactly what it is here. And the higher the MERV rating, generally you're going to pay a little bit more for them. But for how much more you're going to be paying, it's not much of a difference. So a MERV rating here, and again, you want to check your filtration system, make sure you can put a filter in it that's got a higher MERV rating. Remember, the thicker, the better the quality of the filter as far as the MERV rating, the harder it is to pull air through it. So again, but the way my mind thinks about it, it's like a dirty old filter. If it's working with that, I'm probably okay with the MERV 8. So MERV 8 is what I have, and this will actually trap. Actually, let me double check it. Did I get the MERV? I can't forget. No, I'm sorry, I got the MERV 13. So MERV 13 will actually trap bacteria, virus carriers. If you get like a MERV 11, they stay here: pet dander, smoke, smog, cough, and sneeze. MERV 8 is going to be dust mites and mold spores, and MERV 6 is lint, household dust, and pollen. So again, the higher the rating, the better filtration. Now, when I state that the MERV, let me check a different rating here. So when I state those extra things that are filtered out, those other particulates that are filtered out, it doesn't mean it doesn't filter out the other ones too. So just to give you an example, MERV 6, lint, pollen, dust. When you go up to a MERV 13, you're going to get lint, pollen, dust, mold, dust mites, lead dust, bacteria, pet dander, smoke, all bacteria, and virus carriers. So MERV 13 seems like it's the highest rated air filter, and I figured if the company's collaborating, I might as well get the best ones. If you don't want to go with a MERV 13 rating and you go with like a MERV 8, which looks like is the lowest MERV rating they have, $47. If you go with the, sorry, I misspoke. If you go with the MERV 13, you're looking at $68. So a little bit more. Again, you have to determine what's more important to you. Remember, just because you put a virus filtering filter in your house, it doesn't mean it's going to trap every virus. It's just an extra precaution. You should always add other air filters. That's a real concern for you. I've reviewed other air filters in the past. Definitely, shop those out. See what's going to help to maintain the air quality in your home. But for my purposes, this is going to work perfectly. And again, really nice that I got 19 of them. So let's check it out here. That's your kind of crash course on MERV ratings. When you get this, you're basically going to pop the front off like so. And try not to let me pull the sleeve off here. Like so. Guess we won't really need this anymore, but I'm going to store this one, so I want to kind of keep it organized. You basically pop the outer layer off, and you have all the replacements on the inside. And so you get 9 of them, and this is the actual filter. So what you do is basically unwrap this, you spread it out, you basically clip the ends, just wedge them right into these kind of plastic tabs on the top. Stretch it out, pop them in, and then you pop the cover back on, which I'm going to just do real quick here, put it back. Wait, well, I don't really need to show you guys. Sometimes companies are like, oh, can you show the whole process? This is, if you can't figure this out, you probably shouldn't be doing anything. So, not to insult anybody. This is really easy, kind of a no-brainer. Once you open it up, you basically just pop the filter in, and then you have something that kind of looks like this. This is all 9 of them, but this will be stretched out, and you have just an accordion kind of pleated filter. That's it. I mean, really straightforward. Pop this in your return if you have a return with a filter. Keep in mind, not all HVACs have a filter in the return. It just depends on your system. A lot of them do. So pop that in there and close it up. You're good to go. This be noted that my particular HVAC return technically probably should be using a 2-inch filter, but they didn't have these in 2-inch or I would have ordered them. So what I do is when the filter comes on, it pulls this up into the duct area or to the frame, and because of the suction, and then when the system turns off, it falls down 1 inch and kind of makes this bang noise. So what I did is I just took some foam, held it up there, put that piece of foam on it. You could even take this frame and just hot glue like a 1-inch piece of foam. And then when you close the cage, I'll just kind of keep it suspended so you're not going to have that banging around when the HVAC system turns on and off. Some of you might be saying, well, why don't you put 2? I wouldn't recommend doing that. Systems aren't really designed for you to double up the filtration. It might be a lot harder for the HVAC system to pull air through 2 filters. Again, if you consult your, the manufacturer of your HVAC system, and they say, yeah, if you don't have a single 2-inch filter, you can use 1. That's fine. If you order 2 of these, you could easily just store the frame up there. But then, I kind of like having the backup frame so I can store the replacements in there right next to my washer dryer. So however you want to do it is totally fine, but just keep in mind, always follow the manufacturer's recommendations on this stuff. But really great product. I guess it's a really simple video. There's really not much else to say about it. I'm not going to read you the whole spiel. I encourage you to click the link and read about it. If they make it for your system, then by all means get it. It's pretty easy too if you look at what you currently have in your system. If you have a 1-inch filter, these are perfect. If you have a 2-inch, then you might want to order 2 and then just use 1 actual filter. Then you're kind of wasting money on the frame. But if you do want to add these down the road, let's say you run out of your 9 and you want to add replacements, the only thing I'm seeing here that is unfortunate is right now if you want to get a MERV, you order the MERV, where's the MERV 13? Where'd it go? Okay, if you order the MERV 13 and you want to say, all right, well, I want to get maybe a couple extra replacements, they don't have the filters anymore without the frame. So kind of odd. I don't know why. Hopefully it's just because they're out of stock. I think these are going to be very popular because I've never seen anything really like this for HVAC systems. Again, go into a Lowe's. Even if you were to shop this on Amazon, let's see what a standard filter is costing on Amazon right now. MERV 13 20x20x1. So even with Amazon, which you're going to get always the best value here. Yeah, so here's a 4-pack. MERV 13 2020 by 1, 41 bucks. So you're paying more to buy them individually like that, and that's just one example. I mean, and this is on Amazon. If you go and look at like 3M, like here's 4 of them for 80 bucks. So you're getting 9 for the price of 4, less than the price of 4. So this is definitely going to, I think, be a game changer when it comes to these HVAC system filters. And what's more importantly is not just the fact that you're saving money on them, because not everybody's too concerned with that, right? But just that you're saving money, but it's convenient to have 9 on hand. And that's going to allow you to go ahead and make this filter change a lot easier, you know? It's just more convenient. I think that things like that, when you make things more convenient, it's easier to kind of put them into your habits, right? So absolutely fantastic product. Highly recommend it. I feel like my air in my home is much better, you know, even though you can't really, you know, you're not going to really tell a difference. But if you are really sensitive to like pollen and stuff like that, and you know, I'm not really sensitive. I don't really have any allergies, but for folks who are, this might be a real game changer in the springtime. So we'll see. Let me know what you guys think of this product. Again, the main selling point of this on why you should buy this is, one, if you have an HVAC system, which I can tell you right now, most folks have a forced air HVAC system, and most folks are horrible about changing out their filter. That's why we have so many companies around town that service these HVAC units, because people just kind of neglect them, you know. And let's face it, when these HVAC systems go out, it's always in the winter time, right? Generally, unless you have AC, they don't go out in the spring or summer, right? It's always in the winter time. Hence, just like the one that, you know, my parents went out when we had like a cold freeze. So luckily, I was able to heat the house with some space heaters. Luckily, we had a backup plan. Luckily, I was able to fix it myself and save thousands of dollars. So again, this is preventive maintenance. If anything you could do to preserve the life of your HVAC system, I highly recommend it. And again, you know, everything's going up in price. You know, natural gas expensive, right? My bills keep going up, and so if I can make my maximize the efficiency of my furnace by getting something like this and keeping the filter clean and keeping it clean often, I'd much rather do that than spend money, put some money down the drain for, you know, extra natural gas cost, and ultimately if something were to fail, right? So do your due diligence, you know, be a smart homeowner, and if I can help you guys in any way, let me know. Thanks for watching. I want to thank UBeesize for the generosity. I hope to collaborate with them again in the future, and have a fantastic day, folks. Take care.